So in this video we're going to be hemming our garment, which is really exciting. If you wanted to do the lace route like I did, that means you still have one of your side seams open. So what you're going to do with your lace is, now I didn't gather mine, you can gather yours if you want to gather yours. Either way it's going to be the same sort of route that you will put your lace right sides together with your fabric and then zigzag over top. Now if you do gather your lace, you might find it helpful to run a row of straight stitches along the gathered header first, just to make it, secure it down. You don't have to, but it might be easier if you're having trouble dealing with your lace, just to secure it down in place. You could also put a bunch of pins in there instead of doing straight stitches first, or you could just go for it if you feel comfortable enough and if it's working for you. I don't use stabilizer for this method, but I just, for this stuff, but I just use 80 weight thread, like with all the other lace work we've done for this. Sorry, my he's cleaning up the kitchen. But and then you'll do your zigzag, and that's how your lace will be attached. After that, you can go back and sew up that side seam using a French seam. Now another route, you could, instead of using lace, you could take some of your fabric and gather up your fabric for like one of those, sort of gathered, I'm talking about like those gathered hems looking thing, and it would flare out like the lace would, but it would just be your fabric instead. That's another route you could take. Or you could just, you could roll up, it is an A-line shape, so it's not quite as cumbersome as a circle skirt, but it is A-line, so you could, gently roll up maybe a 1/4 of an inch and then another 1/4 of an inch and hand sew in place and sort of ease it into the fabric. The thing if you're not familiar with circle skirts and A-line skirts and things like that, what ends up happening is, because of the geometry, right, the bottom, if you were to do the circumference of the dress, that bottom circumference at the longest part, the bottom, is greater than whatever you're folding it up to. And so that's why you need to ease it. So, in particular for a circle skirt, you're easing it into a smaller circle. Same thing with an A-line, you're easing it into a smaller distance, and that's why you need to ease it, is because you're, right, have I explained that? Sometimes I'm like, did I explain something enough? And I don't want to like insult anybody, but then there are other times where I don't explain it enough because I don't want to insult people, and I get so many questions. So I'm never trying to like insult anyone's intelligence, but I do want to be thorough, especially with this whole sew along, really walking you through it. So my intentions are good. I don't mean to insult anybody here. Anywho, so then another thing you could do, because it's A-line, is you could take your pattern piece, and I actually think this pattern, does this pattern come with the Madeira hem? I'm not sure. But you could take your pattern piece and just trace like the bottom, 1.5 to 2 inches, okay? And just have it be I didn't do this, but you could have it be a straight thing across, and you're just tracing the bottom, that bottom shape. So what you would do with that little piece of fabric then is you would put that with your garment right side facing up, you would put that on there and then straight stitch along, okay? And then you would flip her over to the back side, and you could tuck in the top of that little strip and hand sew that into place. And that's a way you could do an A-line hem as well. I'm sorry I don't have footage for that, but I hope that makes sense. So get your hem done whatever way you want to do your hem. If you have any questions, by all means put them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. And as always, I appreciate y'all for watching, and I hope to catch y'all next time.